Yo, what is up? The greatest 4K polling mouse at $53 is now beaten by an even greater 4K polling mouse at $38. This is the VXE R1 Pro. Now, I like the Pro Max so much, I had to find out what the Pro had to offer, and this is how it shipped. The other side is my is the shipping label. Some companies ship with bubble wrap and some weatherproof plastic, but I suppose our shipping here is pretty good. No need to worry about bubble wrap or plastic. It just shipped this way with the label on the other side. Now, I've already opened it and checked it out, but actually I was hoping that the box was not open, so I opened it and it came out like this. Now, what it's supposed to look like was, it was supposed to be like this, where the Pro Max was delivered like this, where you had to break the seal and then reveal the mouse. But unfortunately, the R1 Pro did not have that sticker on, so there's no sticker on it. So I kind of took a peek at it, but I put it back immediately, and so technically, I'm actually revealing it for the first time with you guys as well. So here we go. You already know what's inside. This is of course the mouse. All the rest of the hullabaloo is in that box down there. If I remove that, and the dongle and whatnot, is all that, so we don't care about that. Let's just go straight into the mouse, which is right over here. And there are a couple of differences between the R1 Pro and the R1 Pro Max. Obviously, the Pro Max that I have is white. The R1 Pro is black. Oh my goodness, the weight difference, I can actually feel it. This is actually, the Pro Max is actually a 54-gram mouse, which I can confirm it is because I already weighed it, but I put some tape on it, so it's now 55.1. So it's like 1.1 gram for the 2 pieces of side tape. The R1 Pro is black, and this is 49.3. It says 48. It's marketed as 48. Why is it 49.3? I'm a little bit disappointed with that, but I can feel the difference in my hand. Even that 5-gram difference, there is a little bit of difference. It's not a great difference, but you feel that difference. That's because it has a smaller battery. This has a 250 milliamp battery. The Pro Max has a 500 milliamp battery. Now, in terms of battery life, remember we tested the Pro Max. I had 6-7 days of 4K polling, 10 hours a day. I'll test this out and we'll find out exactly how many hours we will get out of the 250 milliamp battery. Now, I mentioned the things that are different in the Pro versus the Pro Max is, of course, number one, the color. One is the white, one is the black. They're supposed to have the same coating, which is called ice cool coating, which is kind of like a matte finish, and basically it feels exactly like a G Pro Superlight kind of finish. There's literally no difference. But I wanted to see if I would like the black mouse better than the white mouse, because in my previous experience with the Dragonfly F1 Pro Max, the difference between the white and the black pigments, it made a difference with how I enjoyed the mouse. And in the Dragonfly F1 Pro Max, I preferred the black mouse over the white mouse, because I feel maybe the pigment made a difference in how the mouse felt in the hand. But with the R1 Pro, this one, and the R1 Pro Max, this one, I feel like they're both the same, and the reason why I feel this is because they both have a coating, and the coating is called ice cool coating. Well, I don't know why they call it ice cool coating, because it's not ice, it's not cool, but it is a matte finish, and it is kind of like, it has a rubbery grip on it. And I wanted to see if I can use this mouse without any side grips, but it feels like I think these two mouses are exactly the same in terms of coating. So maybe the F1 Pro Max Dragonfly had no coating, which is why the color pigments made a difference in how I enjoyed those two mouses. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe they did have coating, maybe they didn't, I don't know, but the black one was much nicer than the white one. This one, however, they both feel the same. So we've got the difference with the color, we've got the difference with the battery. The last difference here is the switches. These are Huano switches on the Pro Max, and they sound like this. I don't think the side switches are Huano, but the mouse 1 and mouse 2 are Huano. The Pro R1 Pro is sorry, these are Kale switches, not Huano. Huano is that one. This one is Kale switches Pro Max. These are Huanos, and these Huanos are called Iceberry Huanos. I don't know what the scroll wheels are, but yeah, we'll keep. They're different, but they're kind of similar. Now, just for reference, I'll throw in the G Pro Superlight with the opticals. So you can see the G Pro Superlight. Wow, the side buttons are really nice on the G Pro Superlight. I don't know why people complain about the G Pro Superlight. I love the way it feels. Initially I thought they were inferior to other mouses, but after using it for a while, I feel like, wow, this is how I want side buttons to feel like. But anyway, this is the mouse 1, mouse 2 optical switches for reference. These are Huano Iceberry. The side switches are much more tactile, and I feel like they have no pre-travel. They have a little bit of post-travel. This one has a little bit, the back one has a little bit more post-travel than the front one, but there's no pre-travel, hardly or almost no. And this one is Huano switches. This one is Kale switches. They are different, but still very similar. Side switches very similar to the Pro. I feel like there's hardly any difference. Mouse 1, mouse 2, mouse 3. I feel like this is important because in the Dragonfly F1 Pro Max, the MOBA had much better mouse 1 and mouse 2 switches, which is why I would recommend the MOBA over the Pro Max. And this one with the Kale versus the Huano, this is the Kale on the Pro Max. I'm trying to get a feel for it and decide which one I like more. Whoa, you know what? It is very minute difference, but there is a difference, unfortunately. And if I'm being honest, it's the Huano I like better. It's the black one I like better. I wish this mouse was in black because I'm kind of tired of black mouses. Side switches, we'll test both out. Yeah, even the side switches are better on the black one. It has more definitive actuation. It has more, I feel like it has a little bit more like resistance, if you can call it that, but it's very marginal. Actually, the white one is fine too. The white one is kind of like more softer, and I actually like the white one too. This one, I can see a lot of people liking this type of switches, because this one is more like the normie kind of side buttons that people like to rave about. The one on the Pro Max has the side buttons more similar to the G Pro Superlight. So yeah, that is the comparison between the Pro and the Pro Max. The biggest difference here is not the coating. The coating is the same, so it doesn't matter if you pick the white or the black color. The color pigmentation is not going to make a difference on the grip feel. Both grip feels exactly the same. You wouldn't be able to, in a blind test, you wouldn't be able to tell a difference here. So it doesn't matter whether you pick the white or the black color, but the mouse 1 and mouse 2 does have a little bit of difference, and the black one is better. The Huano Ice Berry switches on the R1 Pro feels a little bit nicer, and also there's a little bit of weight reduction that I can feel, even though it's only 5-6 grams maybe. Yeah, I can definitely feel the weight difference, but we'll find out how the battery performance is going to feel like. Is the dongle here? The dongle's not here. Okay. Yeah, so I got 2 of them now, and I have a feeling if this 250 milliamp battery gives me 3 days, 4 days of 4K polling, that means it's gonna give me more than a week of 1K polling or 2K polling. So I'm probably not going to complain too much about it. That's how I think anyway. Yeah, but right now I feel like this might be the one that I actually like more. Today is what's the date today? I got to pull up the date today because I want to know how long. Okay, this has been 10 days of 1K polling, and the battery is still pretty strong. I still got 40% of battery life running 1K, and it's been 10 days. So the battery life on the 500 milliamp is absolutely incredible. I expect the 250 to be half of that, I suppose, because it's half the size of the 500 milliamp battery. And yeah, I got a feeling the 250 milliamp battery is going to be more than sufficient for most players. Yeah, that is the F1 Pro Max versus the F1 Pro, and these are my initial impressions of it. I will do a long-term test with the R1 Pro, and I'll tell you in like a week, 10 days time, how I actually feel about it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and took some useful information out of it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.